What's up, guys? Welcome. Welcome. Everything's good here. All right, so we're just getting started. Let me remove some of this stuff right here. Nice. All right, we're good to go. All right, so just giving a few minutes for people to trickle in. Frank, what's up, brother? What's up, man? All right, so just giving a few. All right, we're good to go. Make sure my audio is good. I think we're good to go, guys. All right, so nice day today, huh? Nice day today in crypto. For sure. We'll go over a couple of things. And if you guys have been following the channel, you guys know, just starting off, we have been predicting some of these, or a lot of these moves, right? We've been kind of predicting after the holidays we were going to see most likely some nice price action, and it looks like that's exactly what we've seen today so far. Bitcoin's been hovering somewhere around that 45,000 mark. Let's see here. Currently sitting right at that 44,960. So we did top out earlier today somewhere around 45,900. Let's just give it 46,000, right? I mean, we were right there. It's like, just give it to them. And we've been calling it out. If you guys remember, while we, the last maybe week or two, maybe even more, this kind of flag was showing indications. Obviously, we were mapping out a bull flag, or you can call it a descending triangle, however you want to call it. But we were mapping out this bull flag that I like to call. And, we said that most likely if this bull flag was going to play out, we were going to see some kind of a nice move to the upside. And we didn't know exactly when it was going to happen. But given the lack of volume that we've seen in the last 2 weeks, and because of, we had the holidays, we had a lot of people that were basically just not worried about the markets at the time, right? And we were indicating that most likely after we got past the holidays, really New Year's, being the final holiday, that we were going to probably see some kind of a volume increase and, a lot of people coming back to the market. And especially the reason why we were saying that is because we have, this ETF approval that is looming, that right now there's even, rumors that it already was approved, right? But we haven't seen exact confirmation as far as that playing out. So still waiting to hear about that. So Frank, what's up? Clayton, what's going on, brother? How are you guys doing? Let's see here. Frank was saying, what do you think about this possibly being a buy the rumor situation? Frank, I was saying this. I have been saying this for like maybe a few weeks, that I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if up until the day of, because remember, even right now, it's still speculation that it was approved, right? I haven't seen any confirmation. You guys can correct me if you're wrong. I've seen a lot of YouTubers today running with the narrative of on their thumbnails, ETFs, ETF approved, but I didn't see any confirmation myself. So with that being said, I think we're going to continue to have that speculation, that we are going to be approved, or that maybe we already have been approved, but it hasn't been released yet. And what I'm thinking is probably going to happen, and I've been saying this for the last few weeks, is that we're going to have some kind of a run-up like we did see today, right? And then we're most likely going to see some kind of a sell-off after the ETF is approved, maybe in the next few days coming. I don't think it's going to be a massive sell-off where we're going back down to 20,000 or anything like that, or even 30, or even at this case, maybe even we don't even get down to 40, right? But I do think that we're going to probably see some kind of a sell-off for the short term, right? Long term, ETF bullish, very bullish. Short term, possibly, just like you said, one of those, sell the rumor kind of thing, right? Or buy the rumor, sell the news. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys hit that like, and let's get this show going, right? What do we have? 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I hope everybody had a wonderful, safe holiday out there, and it's good to be back. If you guys caught the live yesterday, I was kind of sluggish yesterday. I think I was just worn out from, all the holidays and stuff like that. I was just, I was tired. But today, back to normal. Let's do it. So, Milady. Milady, that's why we're all here, right? So Milady had a nice move today. We saw some nice price action. If you can see, we were basically, as of yesterday, I believe it was. Yeah, yesterday we saw where we were just kind of just sitting there waiting for it to move again, right? I think a lot of people were expecting, January 1st, the holidays are over, boom, money's going to come flying in, and it really didn't happen, right? So we saw yesterday was just a boring day again yesterday in crypto. We were kind of basically at the bottom of this channel, and we really didn't do much, right? But as yesterday started to play out, and later in the day, and also into today, you saw that we just started moving, and it wasn't obviously just Milady, it was Bitcoin and a lot of the projects, right? You could see, if we map it out from the bottom of yesterday to the top where we topped off today locally, was around a 23, almost a 24% move in just those few hours. So that right there just shows you. And this really wasn't even a really big day, right? It was nothing big. It was big for Bitcoin because we hit a local high, right? We hit this new local high. We finally broke that 44,008. We jumped up past 45, and we technically have been using that 44.8 as some solid resistance. And you guys remember, I was saying as long as we get up towards like 45, 46, and if we do, have to find some kind of support, it's above our recent high that we were kind of hitting our head on. Now, hopefully we could hold it as support. That would be very, very bullish. Now, for Milady, we topped out today almost at that 80 mark, right? Pretty much at that 80 mark, and you can see we did have, just a little bit of a cool off with Milady, and it kind of happened for the whole market. This right here was occurring when Bitcoin was basically at 46,000. It reached its peak, got rejected, and we did see somewhat of a 5 or 6% move towards the downside, but at the end of the day, all in all, we are moving back into the right direction, right? The market cap up 10%, obviously around $53 million, and the volume, you can see the volume really, it's not gone crazy, but it's spiked up 65% in just the last 24 hours. And I would bet that most of that is buying in, even though when we check Gate.io, I'm sure it's probably going to tell us something different, because I believe their information is a little bit delayed. But let's check and see as far as buys and sales. You can see the buys are at around 34%, sells are around 66%. So technically, as of right here, it's still saying the sellers are still in demand, are still basically in control, and the buyers are still, we're not in control yet. Obviously, you can see in the charts, we're not in control yet. If we were in control, this price would definitely be flying up well past where we're at right now. But we're moving in the right direction. We're moving in the right direction, right, guys? Now, let's see here. AVK, what's up, brother? If it's approved, where you think you can buy an ETF? Some explanation for the price. And then Troy was saying, what's up? What's up, brother? Thank you so much for being here, dude. So AVK, as far as buying in on the ETF, I believe, and I believe the ETF is going to be basically, it's going to be giving the ease as far as your traditional traders to trade off of the price of Bitcoin, and it's going to be through the stock market, if I'm not mistaken. ETFs are going to be through the stock market. So instead of them, and it's basically your traditional traders in the stock market having access to Bitcoin, but without buying actual Bitcoin. Now, the whole point of crypto really is to take control of your own finances, right? And to really, you buy your own crypto, you can transfer it into a cold wallet. It's your crypto, right? I mean, but I guess with ETFs, and I'm sure there's so much more behind it. Maybe it's a little bit safer, less volatile kind of way to trade off of Bitcoin. I really haven't looked in as far as what exactly the definition of an ETF. And we can actually look it up right here if you want. We can all learn together. I'm sure someone in the chat probably is like, dude, it's this. So let's see here. What's an ETF stock? An exchange traded fund, or ETF, is a basket of investments such as stocks or bonds. ETFs often have lower fees than other types of funds. ETFs provide instant diversification by investing in many assets at once. All right. Well, I guess, I would say maybe they're going to include Bitcoin with like the S&P or something like that, and maybe they need an ETF. That I'm really unfamiliar as far as what the heck, I know it brings a lot more exposure to your traditional investors that are not like you and I, right? That are not buying off of exchanges or whatever the case may be. So, as far as what exactly an ETF is, I'll have to do my research. You hit me on one that I did not check on before I started the live, but we do know that it's going to bring a lot of exposure to Bitcoin. We know it's going to bring a lot more investors to Bitcoin, and not just Bitcoin, but the crypto market. And like I said, a lot of these, there are big hedge funds that are trying to get these approved, like BlackRock, Fidelity, ARK. There's 13 in total. So what I'm guessing is they're going to approve all 13 at once. And they're going to be able to offer these ETFs to their investors, right? And they can bring it, because remember, these places like BlackRock, they don't just own one, stock or one, whatever the case is. They own a big collection of them, and that's what their investors that are in BlackRock, that's what they're investing is, not just one, particular asset. They're investing in BlackRock, and BlackRock's investing in multiple, a full spectrum of stuff. So I guess they want to bring Bitcoin into their portfolio, right? So, and there you go, Troy. So he was saying, I think ETF allows things like the 401k to buy into Bitcoin, and that does sound right, because I like me, I have a 401k. I've been building a 401k for a while, and I know like places like Fidelity, they want to be able to offer your 401k. I'm sorry, they want to be able to offer Bitcoin into your 401k. So like, let's say for my 401k, I can actually, choose different, groups that I want my money to be in, like Vanguard, the S&P 500, like stuff like that. And I'm guessing that this, like he said, it's going to be able to, for these platforms or these big, investment places, to be able to offer the users to be able to use to add it to their 401ks, pretty much, right? That would be awesome, dude, honestly, because like people that have their 401k, they have a lot of money in their 401k. If you're building your 401k up, you usually have big chunks in there, right? And that would be awesome. I mean, it would be rough, obviously when Bitcoin's down to look at your 401k, but I will tell you from experience. So let's say like 2 years ago when the stock market was down, I wouldn't even look at my 401k because it was down like crazy, right? But now I check it because you guys can see the stock market's been doing great recently. The S&P is up, the NASDAQ, Dow Jones, all these places are, all these, big movers are up. So my 401k is back up. And the other day I looked at it and it moved like thousands of dollars within like a week. I was like, hell yeah. But you can't touch it. That's the crappy part, unless you're like buying a house or doing something, but they'll tax the hell out of you if you even try to take that money out. So I look at it as, I feel like I'd rather take that money. I'd rather take all that money out and let me have it and let me put it into my own investments like crypto, right? Instead of them holding on to it and them basically putting it in the stock market, because it just moves so slowly. But it is what it is, right? I'll take all that out and just put it all on Milady, right? And I'll be a billionaire in the next few years. So let's see here. So a couple things I wanted to look at as far as Milady, and a couple things. I saw a couple people posting again that Ladies is getting listed on Binance. I would love to know, have you guys heard any information on what's going on with Binance or Coinbase or anything like that with listings? I went and searched it up and I couldn't find anything. So far, all I'm seeing is just people like hearsay, as far as people posting stuff about Binance, but I don't see any kind of articles or anything that's really pushing. We saw the one article actually down here. This was like from a week or two ago. That right here, 5 new meme coins that could list next on Binance, right? But other than that, I haven't seen anything else as far as for Milady being listed on any kind of like Binance or Coinbase. So, I'm just kind of waiting, as far as like if I even, it's like I don't even want to talk about it yet because it's still all just rumors. But it's not something. It's always something that we need to always have in the back of our brain that this definitely will happen eventually, right? Like, because that's going to be a big catalyst for us as far as a mover for Milady, just because it could bring a lot of investors into Milady, a lot of exposure, a lot of people that maybe don't even know about Milady right now, right? Could be exposed to it, just the fact of it getting released on Binance particularly, right? Because Binance is the biggest exchange across the world, right? They have the most users, the most volume. So so yeah, just looking at a couple movers, Bitcoin looks absolutely phenomenal today, right? Bitcoin looks absolutely great. You can see we keep, and if I zoom in right here, you can see we only broke it one time. Excuse me. Had a sneeze. Sorry. So you can see a couple times we have basically bounced off this 44.8 mark, this 44,800, almost 44,900. Which is very, very bullish because we broke it, right? We couldn't get past this for a while. We kept hitting our head on here or right before it, but you can see since we did break it, we have gone and bounced multiple times off of it, right? So what I would like to see is maybe a couple more bounces, but at least us coming up and retesting this 45.7, 45.6 area, testing that multiple times, and maybe we can break through. And I think as the days go on, up until we get that confirmation that the ETF or the ETFs are approved, I think we're going to have, maybe either us chopping in this channel right here or us briefly breaking through at some point. Now, just like Frank was asking earlier, a lot of us are anticipating that this is going to be one of those times where a lot of people are basically, a lot of people are buying in right now and they're planning on selling as the news breaks, right? Because they figure we're going to be getting a big surge. I think right when it breaks, we're going to see a nice green candle. We might even break. I keep telling you guys, remember what my predictions were, and they're still there. Remember, I was saying that we probably would see some kind of a move up to about 48,000 is what I'm thinking. And and I have this spot right here for some, this is a previous spot for some resistance previously, and we can go and map it out. I was looking at the charts today. Real quick, Rawls, thank you so much, brother, for the £5. I really appreciate that, dude. How was your New Year's? I think we spoke. Rawls is from across the pond, and he actually came in on New Year's Day. It was 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in Florida, but it was 12 p.m. 12 a.m. and the UK, and he came in and wished us all a Happy New Year's, and I was telling everybody, he's from the future, guys. He is from the future. So you guys got to watch him, right? Because he knows stuff before we know it. So, but Ross, thank you so much, brother, man, for the 5. I really appreciate that. So what I was saying was, you guys can see real quickly, this 48,000, somewhere around this area is going to be a pivotal spot. You can see we've hit our head a couple times, and if we really, really zoomed into this chart, and let me mute these moving averages real quick. You can see multiple times we have hit our head on this 48, right? You can see right here when we were on our way up to the all-time highs, we were hitting our head. It wouldn't be surprising if we're somewhere. You can see this chart right here. It kind of looks similar to where we're at right now, right? And imagine if it plays out something similar like this, where we're basically where we're at right now. We're in between this two channels right here. I'm sorry, this one channel, these two lines. And you can see maybe this ETF gets approved. We possibly, I'm just saying hypothetically, break 50,000. See the sell-off, like we're saying. We bounce back into this channel. Maybe we break a little bit out of the channel, right? Maybe we break out of the channel a little bit, but we kind of get right back into that channel, and you can see it kind of will recharge itself before it goes up, and we start breaking 50 again, getting up towards the 60,000, maybe in somewhat into January, right? Because you got to remember this right here, as we're moving up, this was in August, and this is all the way in November. So you're talking a 4-month span. So, but just speaking hypothetically, we could easily see something like this for Bitcoin playing out again, right? But I think it's going to be a little bit more epic, and I think we are going to tap our heads on these all-time highs, because remember, all the way up, you guys have to remember, because I know people that bought in at 50, 55,000, and I'm not talking about bought like a few $100s. I'm talking about dropped and bought a whole Bitcoin at 55,000, right? I didn't tell them to do that. They did it on their own, but they came to me after the fact, when we were on our way down, and I was just telling them, I'm like, listen, I hope you invested money that you don't, it's just money sitting in your bank, right? If it is, you're perfectly fine. I was like, you're gonna be down for a while, right? Because this is when we were just getting into the bear market, right? And things were just going down. And I was like, you're gonna be going down, but just hold. Bitcoin will get back up to that level at 55. And I was like, and I know you're gonna, right when you get there, you're gonna want to sell. But I was like, for all that holding, you might as well. It might be worth your while to at least just hold on, have that patience, and watch, and we'll probably get back up to those highs, and we'll most likely break it. And and this is when we're in a bear market, so it was hard to say we'll get up to 100 grand. Now it's a little bit easier saying, we'll probably get up to that 75, 80, maybe even $100,000, right? But what I'm getting to is a lot of these people that all bought in at 50, 55,000, 60, $68,000, they're all gonna sell because they've been holding on. The people that are left, most people probably already sold off because they couldn't take it. But there's gonna be a big swath of people that have been just holding on, for the last 2 years, however long it's been. It's like been I think 2021. So yeah, 2.5 years, a little over 2 years, 2 years and like a few months. We're gonna have spots where we go up, and it's not even gonna be mapped on here, and there's gonna be just big sell-offs, and I think it's just gonna be those people that have been holding on for so long, right? But it is what it is. It is what it is. The fact is that Bitcoin cannot be stopped. It can't be stopped. You look at this chart, and it's inevitable to say that we're not going on our way back up. There's going to be spots where we're going to get, these big sell-offs, these spots for resistance, these spots where it gets real boring and we chop for a little while, right? But at the end of the day, long term, crypto is going to be, it is what it is, right? It's going to be, for a lot of people, a way that they're going to get that financial freedom. And I hope you guys stick it, and have patience, because I think a big way that us right now that we're watching, we're going to see that financial freedom at some level. Maybe some people a little bit different, depending on how much money you have in it right now. But I think it's going to be through something like Milady, because you can never say it. People will hate on meme coins all they want, right? But at the end of the day, most traders, they know if they've been into crypto, they know the massive gains are, on some of these big projects. If you were able to get into Solana, at $1 or $2, or maybe even at this big dip that we had a year ago at $8, massive gains, right? But other than that, the gains that you can't deny are meme coins. Not all of them, but there's always a few that'll just go crazy, explode, and you'll see those 1000x, something that's just like in the fairy tales, right? But it's happened plenty of times in crypto, and we could possibly be invested in a big one that I think is going to really be a big player in this bull market. Milady, I really do think it. And like we always say, you looking at this market cap. Is the market cap gone? Oh, I thought it was gone. Looking at this market cap, even being up today at 10-15%, $50 million market cap, guys. $50 million. Do you understand? Imagine buying in on Shiba at $50 million. Dogecoin, Pepe. The list can go on. Bunk. I'm sure there's plenty more that we could go down the list. Just imagine buying in at $50 million. And because we saw a lot of these at their heyday, and just take that in. Just think about that. That's what we possibly and probably will see, something like that. Hopefully we see something on the higher spectrum of those multi-billions of dollars, right? But this thing, at the end of the day, during a bull run, is going to have nowhere to go but up. So, now let's see here. Di was saying, "What's up, Rawls?" Again, bro. Thank you so much for those £5. I really do appreciate that. I appreciate that, brother. And let's see here. Clayton was saying, "No one is covering Milady except FUD." And another YouTube shout out to AJ5. Shout out to AJ. And we need more coverage to increase interest and momentum, I think. And you know what, Clayton? One thing about YouTubers. Because I thank you for bringing this up. You guys know, not that I was the only one, but you guys know I was covering ICP for the last year, right? It's been down and out. People were freaking I'm sure in the background laughing why is this guy covering ICP? ICP's a scam. ICP this and that. ICP, you know what I'm saying? And I'm talking about YouTubers probably I can't believe that people are covering ICP. This guy's covering ICP. What a rookie. What a rookie. Look at ICP. And you know what else I see all on YouTube now? All these YouTubers, all of them, the big YouTubers, ICP. ICP is going to be $1,000. Now everybody's talking about ICP, right? So it's what I'm getting to is a lot of these YouTubers, they're not going to talk. They only want to talk about what's really hot. You know, they only want to talk about what's really hot and what's already kind of blown up. They don't really talk about, they, you know, for the most part, I will give them credit. Like some of these, like I Am George, you go on him, George covers a big spectrum of stuff. He's like really in tune with a lot of the projects, even the small, because he knows a lot of these the devs, right? So he in the backstage, he's talking to a lot of these people before the projects even drop, you know, and he'll do his research. So I shout out to him, but you know, a lot of other YouTubers, they don't cover a lot of these projects, you know, and what I'm getting to is Ladies doesn't need any of those YouTubers, really. It doesn't. Obviously, it would be a plus to have all of them talking about Milady, but what's going to bring exposure to Milady is somehow and when we build up the hype, and really how the hype's going to build for a meme coin is for the price to really start moving up, right? So at some point, Milady will start having these explosive moves again, you know, and we will start having these days where we're up 70, 80%. That's when it's going to be on the radars of a lot of people, and they're going to start talking about it. It's going to be all on the exchanges as the top movers, stuff like that. Then you'll start getting the hype building up. Once that hype builds up, then you'll have all the mom and pop YouTubers out there speaking about Milady, right? Speaking about Milady, covering how many Miladies you need to be a millionaire, because you know they all come out with that video, you know, and all that stuff. But for right now, you know, it doesn't matter that there's not a lot of focus on Milady, because right now what are we doing? We're all stacking up. We're all building up. You know, we're adding to our bags. Let it just naturally happen. Let it naturally happen where we build that hype on our own, and that volume comes in and we explode, and then they can all talk. Because remember, Clayton, remember all of us, remember what we're doing here, right? We're building up our bags so we can sell to all of them once this thing shoots up 100x, right? Or whatever the case may be. We're building our bags up now so we can hand it to all of them when the hype's real and everybody's talking about Milady, right? That's what the plan is. And I know it sounds mean almost in a way, but it is what it is, right? It's all part of crypto. It's all part of any kind of investment. You know, you buy low and sell high. And for you to sell high, there has to be buyers. And those are going to be all those people that have either written off Milady, they're not worried about it, or it's not on their radar, or they don't even know about it right now. But we do. And that's the advantage we have, right? And I'm happy that all you guys are here. You know, and we've all been saying this. Imagine these videos. Imagine the live stream when we're up 50x, 100x, and we're all celebrating. I'm sure I'm going to have super chats coming in. $100, because all you guys are going to have millions, or at least you're going to have thousands of dollars. Your portfolio is going to be up like crazy, right? So those are going to be good times. Those are going to be good times right there. So, but it is what it is. Let it all naturally happen, and it will. Trust me, it will, dude. So let's see here, just catching up. Sorry, I went on a big rant there. Clayton always gets me going. He always gets me going, man. I'm just kidding. So Dai said I had 63 billion Shiba before it ran up. Nice, dude. So you should be that was a nice bag right there, dude. I think I had like 500 million, and I think it got up to like a few $1,000s, and I bought in. I only spent like maybe $300 on it or something like that. It was something like I only spent a few $100s, and it went up. It literally 15 or 20x, and I caught it right before it spiked. So, you know, I could have, people that bought in 6 months before me were already up, you know, a couple X's. So I can only imagine. Now, so can you imagine how much these Milady whales made even off the 15% of today? Oh, I know, right? Imagine holding on to, well, you got to remember this, Troy, and this is, well, we're going to check their bags right now to see what we have as far as whales and stuff like that. But remember, you don't make money unless you sell. And the same thing, you don't sell I mean, you don't lose unless you sell, right? So I'm sure that their portfolios, if they're up, if they have a couple $100,000 or even a couple $1 million of Milady, they're up thousands, if not millions of dollars today, just off of a small, quick 15-20% move. So imagine these guys or these exchanges that are holding on to $9 million of Milady. They're not going to want to sell it to anybody. These things are going to spike up. Well, yeah, they are, because they bought in low. And that's exactly what exchanges do, right? They buy it in, they buy in right now. They keep accumulating. Like we've already looked and saw Bybit has been accumulating, right? They're buying in. There's a reason why they're buying in right now. It's because it's low. They're getting it at a fraction of the price, and they know once this hype comes in, they're going to be selling it to their users. Not that they're trying to do anything malicious or anything like that, but they're going to be selling to their users, probably for, whenever it's 10x up and 20x up. And like I keep saying, the hype's up, and people are just, the money's flowing in. They're making money off of they're making money off of the exchanges that like them, the exchanges like them, like each person buying in, they make a percentage off that exchange, right? And then think about it, they're also buying in when it's low and they're selling it to these people when it's high. So imagine these exchanges are making out like bandits, So real quick, once Milady keeps pumping, all eyes on Milady. Exactly, it's how it works, dude. It's exactly how it works. So Dai was saying, even I think ICP is long term. Even at $15 is still cheap. You're right, but you know what, Dai? If you guys were following this channel, and I'm sure every one of you guys were, but if you guys were following this channel, I was screaming to the hills. And you will look. I even have it here to prove. You got to zoom in. Look at this little box right here. This box has been here since even before we broke right here and we were on our way down. I put this. This was my buy zone for ICP. At around $2.90, right? You guys can see $2.90. And I had been covering ICP the whole time, dude. The whole freaking time I had been covering ICP and telling everybody this is a long-term play, but this thing is going to explode. This thing is going to explode, right? So that's why when I go on YouTube now and I see most of the people on that have big platforms on YouTube are speaking about ICP, I'm just like, this is not that it's bad for, like, oh, I can't believe it, but I'm just like, like they had plenty of opportunity to speak about this, while everything was down and out, but they're talking about it now, because it's in demand. People are wanting to, talk about ICP now, right? But I'm real big on pointing out things, and especially I love the fact of going back into the channel 8 months ago and looking and seeing, these are the projects that we were talking about, and now a lot of them are doing well. I like to see that, because I know a lot of the people that are watching, obviously I'm not giving out financial advice or anything like that, but I know you guys, if you're obviously watching my videos and stuff like that, you have some kind of interest in some of the videos that I'm posting, right? And majority of you are invested in something that I'm posting about. So, I'm sure a lot of you guys, your portfolios are definitely in the green. So I'm happy for you guys. I really am. So Clayton was saying, true, when Milady gets listed on Binance and gets hot, all of them will start covering it. Exactly. That's exactly what it is, bro. Exactly. So Michael, what's up, brother? I just got more. Milady is holding up good when BTC dumped before. It really is. It really is. We saw for Milady, for today, let's zoom in. Let's get a little bit more technical on Milady. So we saw today, this is a zoomed in 5-minute chart of today, right? We saw yesterday, this is the channel. These two blue lines are indicating a channel that we've been chopping in for the last week and a half, right? You can see yesterday we were at the bottom of the channel, and I added to my bag yesterday as well. Didn't catch this bottom. This happened, I don't know when this happened, but I missed it. But I was buying in. Told you guys, anything under this channel, I was just going to continue to add to my bag. Well, because I knew, and we spoke about this yesterday, the anticipation of us getting past the holidays, and that the likelihood of money flowing in to not just Milady, but the whole market was almost inevitable, right? Now, is it going to be short-lived? Hopefully not, but we knew that that money was going to come flowing in, and that Bitcoin particularly was most likely going to see a nice pump with the run-up of the ETFs possibly or most likely being approved. But remember this, guys. we're gonna have the ETF whole thing pop out, right? Like I said, it'd be nice. We might see Bitcoin jump up even higher than we're at right now, right? We might see Bitcoin. I'm anticipating maybe around 40, breaking that 46 and being somewhere around 48,000 at a high side, right? We could possibly just be around where we're at right now, you know, and the ETF gets approved. But as far as a spike, I'm seeing us most likely coming up towards around 48,000, right? Well, we might see a cool off after the ETF and everything said and done, right? But we think about what we have next. April, we have the halving. So we're going to be building up for the halving, right? Also, we have interest rate cuts occurring multiple times this year. They claim 3 times this year they're going to have interest rate cuts, which they're not going to be really big cuts, but the fact that they're going to be reducing interest rates usually signals to the market that inflation is starting to really get tackled, and we're on the backside of all that crap that we've been going through, right? And you'll usually see markets reacting positively for that. So we have a lot of things that are lined up for 2024. Also, we have the elections coming at the end of this year too. Usually, I'm not too familiar, but I want to say that usually elections are usually a positive thing for the markets, if I'm not mistaken. Usually, especially people like you have somebody that's running again that's in office, they usually tend to want to have that market looking good because that's something they can, you know, kind of run off of, right? Now, I don't know how much pull, you know, a sitting president has as far as in the market or anything like that, but usually that's something that they obviously want to use as a positive. You don't want to be going in, you know, into an election with the market down, you know, and out. You know, you want to be in and be able to use it as a selling point, like the market's at an all-time high or the market's doing great, you know, the economy's doing great, even though we all know, I mean, I don't know what your political views are, and we're not going to get into it, but we all know the market is starting to get better than, and I mean the economy. The economy's starting to get better than what it was, you know, a few years ago. And I think we're just off the hills of 2020 and all that crap that we had, you know, as far as in 2020 that shut the world down. So I don't think it had anything to do with anybody really and who particularly was in office. I think we kind of would be in the same boat where we're at right now. So so let's see here. Michael said he got more. Clayton said, bro, you'll be getting 500 super chats when we become millionaires, right? I honestly, I foresee that happening. You know, if let's just say Milady goes up to like a $40 billion market cap, everybody that's in right now is going to most likely be millionaires. So I wouldn't doubt that we're out here celebrating and people are just throwing freaking money everywhere, right? Just super chats every like 2 minutes, like screw it. You know, and you know what? That's awesome, dude, because I would appreciate that because we're all here, you know what I'm saying? And it's just, even though I'll be a millionaire with you guys, right? If there's a way, I'm going to be sending super chats back to you guys, right? Because you guys have been here supporting the freaking channel the whole time while we've been going through a bear market. Imagine, I started this channel a year ago in December, so it's been a little over a year. And I was starting my channel out when crypto was down and out. Bitcoin was at like $20,000. And anybody that does YouTube, especially crypto, they know what it is. It's like if you go and you're in a bear market, the viewers, you know how it is. It's like if you're down on one of your projects, you really, if it's just having a terrible time and it's like down and out, and you really, a lot of times people just stop looking. They don't even want to see it anymore, right? But when the markets start really doing well, I noticed that like my videos start doing a lot better, and that's how I started building through a bear market. So I can only imagine when we get into this full-blown bull market, you know, the exposure that the channel is going to get, and, you know, just where we're going to be a year from now, you know, when we got 2024 pretty much behind us. Hopefully it brings us, like I keep telling you guys all have good health and we build massive wealth, right? And that's like one of my big things, my goals is really just to build this channel, because, you know, I love being here with you guys. I love, you know, just seeing my channel grow and stuff like that. And I appreciate all the support that each and every one of you guys do. Honestly, I really do. And with that being said, make sure you guys have hit that like. Best way you guys can support the channel, right? Now let's see here. I had 100 ICP at $3, but sold only 100, but would have been nice gains. Craig, I hear you, man. Listen, I don't like, I don't like to like put out like, oh, I have this much or that much, but let's just say I had close to, I had maybe like around 600 ICP that I just sold, somewhere around like $10, and it went up to $15, bro. You do the math. So I'm not upset about it, but at the same time, I'm, it is what it is. You can't time the tops, but I a lot of that dry powder that I did get, I've been allocating a big chunk of it and just adding to my bag for Milady, right? Just waiting for the next thing that's going to pump, But ICP, I'll never hate on ICP. ICP is going to be a big player, I think, in this next bull run for sure. It's definitely opening up a lot of people's eyes. A lot of haters that were out there just hating on ICP. So, and you know what? Clayton's so correct too. Thank you so much. I always tell everybody on the channel, just have patience. You'll always get you always get an opportunity, right? Even if you feel like you missed out, or like let's say you sold, on some of your positions, you'll always have another opportunity to make money on it, something else, right? That's the joys of being in crypto, is you just have the opportunity to make money like all across, so you might have maybe sold earlier, maybe let's say you didn't buy in on a project, there's always going to be another opportunity for you to make money. So, don't kick yourself and don't chase anything, right? So if something's like crazy up, just have patience, because you're always going to have that opportunity to get in on a price that you're looking for. It might take a while, but you will get that opportunity again. So let's see here. So Dai was saying on CoinMarketCap, ICP is ranked high in most categories. You're right, and I think they are they're top 20 now. When we were mapping it out, ICP was at like ranked 40 market cap. Now they're at like 19, 17, between 17 and 19. They've been fluctuating, but I said I was calling for them and this was during a bear market, that they were going to be at around the top 15. They could squeeze in briefly at the top 10. You never know. Right? So real quick, let's cover the address holdings for these are whale holdings for Milady, right? So let's see here. Remember, this information is going to be 2 days delayed. So as of the 31st, we have about 43 wallets that are holding $100,000 or more, right? They can hold, obviously, the threshold is anything over $100,000. Now, a couple things. If you look, let's say 43. So if we actually look in the last few days, we haven't really, on the 29th, we had about 40. For the 28th, we had about 45, right? And then you go over the 29th, 43. So for the last few days, we really stayed solid. No whales have been selling as far as getting rid of their full positions, right? Now, if you look at the actual whale holdings, those were address holdings, like how many wallets are holding. Now, if you look at actually the wallets, whale wallets have gone up as far as how much they're holding. If you go back, on the 29th, it was 666 trillion. Now, if you look and see, as of the 31st, it went up a whole trillion, 667 trillion, right? Which maybe it's like, that doesn't seem like a lot, but I'd rather see that number going up than going down, right? That means that even if it's exchanges, they're adding to their bags. They're anticipating something, right? They're anticipating something. So the whale holdings is going up. Usually when you see whales buying in or adding to their bags, it's usually for they're doing it because there's some kind of a indication that they think that this particular project is probably going to see some big gains. Now, we don't know if it's going to be how soon or anything like that, but that's what they're anticipating, is either that there's going to be some massive gains or there's going to be a big influx of buyers, and it could be exchanges still loading up on their bags. Dai, thank you so much. Dai just donated Super Chat $10. I appreciate that, brother, man. Thank you so much. If you have any questions, any projects that you're particularly in, let me know. We definitely will take some time and we can look at anything that you have as far as like any TA on any projects. But just going back, again, I appreciate that, Dai. Thank you so much. Going back as far as whale holdings, always a plus if you're seeing them increasing their bags. Right now, we will see as time goes on and the price starts moving up, we're gonna see more. We're going to see more whale wallets increasing as well. Remember, at a high time just about 3 weeks ago when we were at that top, we had about 55. We're at 43 now, so and that obviously goes with the charts. We did see a nice sell-off. It is what it is, but I think we're going to start going back up, and those holdings, the addresses of the whale wallets will start increasing, right? Now, looking at, and I don't know if I covered this yet, but just covering the buys to sells. We did cover this. So obviously, still as of right now, this is for Gate.io. This is the top exchange for volume for Milady. You can see that the buys are around 26%, sells are around 73%. So the sells are still in control. Buys are technically kind of sitting around that same area that we've been in for the last few days. But you guys remember just a few days ago when we were down for Milady, down here and down here, the buys to sell, the buys were at 5% and the sells were at 95%. So we've gone up on buys. Obviously, you can see we've had some move ups, and that's usually going to kind of coincide with the buying and sell pressure, right? So right now, obviously, Milady's sitting at around 72. We've had a decent day today, right? We've had a decent day. It's all we can ask for is just up and to the right. We are sitting technically still in this channel, but we're technically, and I'll move this over just so we can kind of map out, we're technically still on the top end of the channel, right? We're still on the top end of the channel. Zooming in on the SMA moving averages, because these usually play a big part as far as stuff. I would like to actually zoom out of the 5 minute, and I want to look at the 4 hour real quick, and let's see what we have. So with the 4 hour, you can see, so we have 4 different SMAs. We have the 20, 50, 100, and the 200 SMA moving averages. As far as right now, we have, this is going to be the yellow lines indicating your 20-day, which we're above. You have our 50-day that we are above. Last time we did actually break above the 20 and the 50. We did see a nice move up. This was over here. But it wasn't for the 4 hour, actually. Let me backtrack. This was for the 1 hour, I believe, when we broke. Let me see here. Starting to forget our charts here. Yeah, so you can see here, we broke above the 20, and then we confirmed and broke above this 50-day, and that's when we started seeing that nice 36% spike up. As of today, you can see we are on the 1 hour chart. We're technically above almost all our moving averages. The only moving average that we are below is our 20-day moving average, which I don't like looking at the 1 hour. I don't like looking at the 1 hour. I'd rather look at something else that's showing us what we're bouncing off of. And right now, to be honest, all the moving averages are kind of out of whack. Like, we really don't have any moving averages that are really telling us. The only thing I do see is for the 4 hour. You can see right here, this is the 200-day. Look where we hit our head both times is on the 200-day. And you can see as we've been trading in this channel, we have not been able to break this 200-day moving average. And even today, as we had this nice move, we still broke slightly above, but was rejected and broke right back down. So this is going to be a pivotal spot that I'm going to remember that we need to keep looking at. It's going to be our 4 hour chart. It's going to be this 200-day. When we break above this 200-day is when I think we're going to be on to the races, most likely. We're going to need, remember, we're going to need at least 3 or 4 candles that are bouncing off of this. Not like just breaking over briefly and then getting rejected. We need multiple candles that are going to break above this 200-day SMA, confirming that we're going to have some kind of a breakout. But until then, I think we're still going to kind of sit on the top of this channel. We might have a cool off, right? We might have another cool off depending on what's going to happen for Bitcoin. But Bitcoin right now, to me, seems like it's really sitting very bullish. You can see this is the day. If we look at like the 2 hour, look at this. You can see that we have been just bouncing off this freaking support, and this support's been here well before we broke through here, right? So that's just awesome that I was able to map that out. But I think what we're going to see for right now, until we get confirmation of some kind of an ETF approval, we're going to be kind of chopping in this little channel, maybe breaking below it here and there, and maybe breaking above it here and there. But we're going to be kind of sitting in this channel, which is going to be around that 44.8, and then top part about 45,700 we'll give it, right? So somewhere around there. So Soul was saying, hello, fellow billion and millionaires. TJ only got about 10 bill, ladies. Listen, TJ, no one's judging you, bro. You know what I'm saying? Having anything, I think, of Milady is going to play out in the long run for you. So, you know, that's what we're all here for. And that's why we do our TA and we map out, you know, right now. If you have any dry powder or whatever the case may be, you know, and you're looking to continue to add to your bag, we'll usually give out those indicators, you know, when there's a good time to buy. And honestly, sitting where we're at right now is never a bad time, you know, to continue to add to your bag, given that the market cap is so low. You know, if you're looking at a long-term play, you're going to see some definitely big green in your portfolio. But if you have patience, like I was getting to a little while ago, is you might see maybe a bounce right here at the 20-day moving average, somewhere around that 68.70 mark. Usually will probably be the spot where we'll find some support. And like I said, if Bitcoin's chopping in that little area, most likely we're going to sit here and chop for now. Now, we could, Bitcoin showing strength. Last time this happened, it took a few days, but eventually what happened was Bitcoin kind of went stagnant, and then you saw altcoins start going crazy. That's when Solana broke out, Milady started breaking out, ICP started breaking out. This was towards the beginning of the last breakout, right? This was back here. You started seeing a lot of these projects like breaking out of nowhere. And what happened was Bitcoin found a spot. We made some local highs, and we kind of were chopping around that area. Everything was looking great for Bitcoin. A lot of people started putting their money into altcoins, and that probably will occur again. We'll probably see something like that happen again. So even buying in right now or adding to your bag wouldn't be a terrible thing, because you guys can see at the end of the day, we're still technically down from this local high. You know, we're still in a good price range where you're going to get a good bang for your buck pretty much as far as Milady. So don't let a 15% pump discourage you or anything like that. But like I always say, you know, when I DCA, let's say I have $1,000, I don't just put a whole $1,000 at once. I will buy in a little now. Have patience. If we see a dip, throw in a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? And that's how I'll do it, so I can have a nice average line of what I bought in on, you know, instead of me just buying in at one price and then maybe it going down 10% and you being able to possibly get a 10% discount, and now you just spent all your money that you were going to invest, right? So, but not financial advice, obviously. Prodigy was saying, what do you think we will hit? Let's see here. Do you think we will hit Shiba Inu's levels where the all-time high was? So, you know, that was a big question when we're on our way up. That was like one of the big questions that everybody was asking, right? Do we think that we're going to see something like Shiba Inu? And remember, Shiba's market cap, when it was at its all-time high, was around $40 billion, right? $40 billion. So you're asking me, do I think that we're going to get to where Shiba was? Very possibly it could happen, right? But I'm not going to give you a certain answer like yes it will, because I obviously don't know, right? I don't know, but if you do know, and I'm going to repeat myself, guys, everybody knows, if you guys have been here, you know I give out my conservative estimate, right? And what I'm anticipating and what I think is going to happen, if I was to give a conservative estimate as far as market cap. Remember, Shiba went up to about 40 billion. I'm going to say that I think Milady on the conservative side could hit anywhere in this next bull run, right, around $2 to $8 billion. Now that's a conservative, right? Easily we could do what Shiba did. And you guys know this. What do I always say? What are the two things we need? We need exposure and volume. We need that hype. All those things right there is what Shiba had behind it. and you saw a $40 billion market cap at once. Eventually it hit that $40 billion market cap. So if all those ingredients got behind Milady, we could see something like that happen. And imagine, if we were to get up to $2 billion, Prodigy, the market cap at $2 billion, that's a 40x from now. If we were to go up to $8 billion, that's 160x. So you can kind of do the math as far as, if you have $1,000, what would a 40x be? It would be 40,000. If you had $1,000 and we went up 160x, that would be $160,000 as far as in your portfolio. So you can kind of do the math, and imagine if we went up to $40 billion. That's what we're all saying. If we get up to $40 billion, there's going to be a freaking a crazy party going on, because we all just made life-changing money. So definitely good question. Flip, what's up, brother, man? What's going on, man? So let's see here. So let's see if I missed anything. Anthony said, I'm at 125 billion. I hope something happy by March. Nice, Anthony. Good job, buddy. That's a solid bag right there. So let's see here. Dai was saying ICP is the only crypto that are either number one in different crypto category or are on coin market cap. Yeah, bro. ICP's getting some good exposure. It's getting good exposure. A lot of people are talking about it now. I just, where were they at 6 months ago when ICP was at $2? As far as we covered it in the channel, and we were sitting here screaming to the hills that this was a crazy time to buy in on not just ICP but a few other projects as well. So Prodigy was saying the biggest problem is we only have NFT projects, but other than that, we need more than just that to get exposure. You know what, Prodigy? I'm going to have to disagree with you on this one. Respectfully disagree with you. Because you know what? What did Dogecoin have when it was blowing up? And I made a lot of money off Dogecoin. I was buying in 2020 and early 2021 at 2, 3, 4 cents. What did Dogecoin have? Dogecoin had Elon Musk tweeting and talking about Dogecoin, right? Giving it exposure. But as far as fundamentals, Dogecoin really didn't have anything going on, right? Dogecoin didn't have anything, so that's what I'm saying. But I'm not saying that Dogecoin didn't evolve and now they're really trying to be something more than a meme. And the same thing with Shiba. Shiba didn't have anything as far as fundamentals. These projects, when they're evolving, especially meme coins, they're all off of hype. They're all off of they're running off that hype. They're running off the volume that they're building from the hype, and the exposure that the coins are getting. That's how they build up and they run up. That's why a lot of times, like Shiba, it ran up to 40 billion. It went back down, right? Same thing with Doge. It ran up to 70 something cents and then it came back down. They're both solid projects, right? And now that they've made all that as far as market cap and they have so many people holding on to their projects, now Shiba is, Shibarium, they're building an ecosystem, right? Dogecoin is trying to do the same thing. I think Dogecoin is trying to do some kind of transactions. Who knows? They have Elon and Twitter, but they're trying to do something more than just have hype, because they know hype will get you far. But if you don't continue to deliver, it won't stay there forever, right? People get bored and they move on. But Milady hasn't even experienced any of that yet. And that's why we're all here, is we're trying to get in before that hype, right? We're trying to get in before that massive exposure, before all the massive volume comes in. Buying in, the market cap's at $50 million. Like I was saying at the beginning of the stream, imagine buying in on Shiba at $50 million market cap. Just imagine that, Anybody that did and held, they were the people that were selling, and literally you heard stories of people selling for billions of dollars, and they bought in for like a few $1,000s. Crazy stories. So TJ was saying I got into Sponge V2. Yeah, I've been hearing Sponge V2 is it's been out there. We'll look it up. Let me see here. Sponge V2. I think that's it. No, that's not it, right? Liquidity's only at $7,000. That's not it. Nope. That's not the right chart. I've been seeing it on here. I forgot where. It was like trending as like one of the top meme coins. It definitely was. Let me see here. I wanted to look up while we're on here is like Bunk. Oh, it's not released yet. Oh, okay. All right. Well, there you go. Bunk. You guys remember I've been talking about Bunk, right? And you know, was not saying anything about Bunk like negative, right? Because we don't spread any fun or anything like that. The only thing I've been telling everybody is just to be very careful, you know, with Bunk, because this thing had such a massive run up. The market cap is still so high that you could easily continue a downward trend. People selling off because there's so many people still holding on there in the green, right? But long term, I think Bunk is going to be probably a project that's going to be up there in the meme coins. Obviously, given that it's running off the Solana network, Solana does good. It's going to bring everything in its ecosystem up as well. So I do believe that Bunk will be a big player, most likely in the meme world, right? Let's look up what El Pepe's doing. I haven't seen what Pepe's been doing. Pepe's not doing the best. Let's see here. It's not like gone or anything like that, but it's still kind of trickling. It's been where we've been mapping it out. You know, we've been mapping it out. It's been sitting right here around this 382, around that 13 mark. It's really been kind of just sitting there, and this will show you guys. So you see, like something like Milady, even though we are sitting in a channel similar, you know, you can see at least today, Bitcoin had a nice pump, and you saw Milady start pumping, right, almost instantly while Bitcoin was pumping. And I think what's going on is we've kind of gone parallel with Bitcoin's chart now. You can look at this chart and it doesn't look anything similar to Bitcoin, right? But you will see whenever Bitcoin starts having good days, Milady will start having a good day as well, right? But you're noticing that some of these other projects, meme coins, are not kind of going like that. They're not really like Bitcoin had a good day today. I guess that was yesterday. So it looked like Pepe was doing all right yesterday. That was today. So I take it back. Pepe did have a little move today, you know, but it was nothing crazy. And I think it's just with a lot of these projects, they're not going to be as dramatic as like Milady, just because of the fact, as you know, Pepe's market cap is, you know, Pepe's market cap's $500 million. You know, Pepe's market cap is 10 times what Milady's is right now. Take that in consideration as well. 10 times the market cap. I think we picked the right one here, guys. I really do. And I really hope, you know, 6 months from now when we're looking back, I hope everything really pays off for all of us, because we all deserve it, right? We've been through a hell of 2 years, you know, and I know this isn't the only project that most of us are invested in. We all are diversified, and you know, I see a lot of projects doing really well in this next year that we're getting into. So for sure. Now, Dai was saying, talking to Soul, it will, but takes time. We're not even in altcoin season. This is just the beginning, and that is true, Dai. We are not in altcoin season. You guys, when we get into altcoin season, you'll have confirmation we're in altcoin season when any project you look up, anything is up massively, right? It's almost like, and I tell you guys, Bitcoin needs to go on its run. We need to pay homage to Bitcoin. You want Bitcoin, you know, to get up there to $50,000, $60,000, $70,000. And what happens is a lot of people have made their money on Bitcoin. They're not going to particularly sell out of Bitcoin, but what they're doing is they start looking for other projects that haven't blown up yet, or have a smaller market cap that have potential to, you know, make big gains. And that's when you just start seeing money just flowing into all the altcoins. Every altcoin will do good, right? But some are going to do better than others. And a lot of times how it works, I keep bringing up is usually based off of market cap, because think about this. It's numbers. If the same amount of money goes into Milady and the same amount of money goes into Pepe, right? What do you think? What same amount of money? Which project's going to see more gains? It's going to be Milady, because Milady's market cap is 1/10 of Pepe's, right? So you're going to see more of excuse me, I'm like scrambling my words, but you're going to see more opportunity to make gains on a project that has a smaller market cap. And that's how it goes, right? So you're going to see a lot of these projects that no one really is talking about right now. They're on the back burner, they're in the shadows, and they're going to freaking blow up 100x out of nowhere. That's what happened in the altcoin season. These projects were like in a day would be up hundreds of percents, right? And you're like, you go back and you look, and it was like the market cap was at like $4 million. Now it's at 140 million, right? Which still is small as hell, but it's just that much. For whatever reason, that project will go flying out of nowhere, and that's how it goes in altcoin season. Nothing behind the project, nothing released, nothing. It's just that particular project will go crazy, and it's just like the next day something else, and it's just that's when you're in altcoin season. So Clayton was saying a $10 billion market cap isn't unreasonable for Milady. Not at all. Not at all. Remember, I always give out conservative predictions, because I want to make sure that we're all, I don't want to sit here and put out a prediction of, Milady's going to go up to $100 billion, right? Because then, if it doesn't happen, then, I feel like crap, like sitting here telling everybody, but we get up to $10 billion and I'm telling you guys it's going to go up to maybe, 2 to 8, that I'm even happier, right? Because then my prediction went as planned and we did better. We did better than I predicted. So it's a win-win right there, right? That's why you got to be conservative. So let's see here. Craig was saying, I'll be at 11 billion Miladies in a few minutes. Not a ton, but my H-bar, Jasmine, Caspa bags are packed heavy. There you go, Craig. Diversification, right? Diversification. And honestly, like, we don't bring anybody down on this channel whatsoever, but we all respect everybody, right? So some people have 100 billion. We had somebody in here a few nights ago claiming they had 1 trillion, right? And I say claim because obviously we don't know for a fact, right? But they were saying they had 1 trillion. That's awesome. But even if you have 1 billion, or even if you have a few 100 million, bro, any of that's going to be great whenever we get into a bull run, right? Because it's all going to go green. We always say on here, only invest what you're willing to not have to use for a while. We don't say don't invest what you're willing to lose, because at the end of the day, if you're patient, 99% chance you're not going to lose. The project's not going to freaking go under, right? So you don't come here and you don't say that you're going to invest stuff to lose. It's just you're going to only invest money that you are willing to let it sit for a while, and you don't need that money for however long it's going to take for you to get that 10x, 20x, or 100x, or whatever the case may be. So, but $11 billion, I respect it, brother. And you know what? DCA when we see those dips. So Dai was saying crypto taught me to be patient. I'm still learning patience on not through crypto, but just through life, through life. But I will say you are correct. I did learn a lot of patience in crypto. I really did. I learned to really just buy in and just hold your bags, right? And not really try to time the market. For the most part, I say that, but then I sell my ICP at $10, right? So, like I said, I'm still learning, Di. I'm still learning here. Jen, what's up? Welcome. Glad that you can make the live. Hope you had a great New Year's out there. And let's see here. Clay was saying, exactly, Di. And Milady will be launched in a bear market and survived it and still doing well. Imagine where we're going to be next year. Exactly. I 100% agree with that. 100%. Now, real quick, I do want to just check out a couple other projects. While we're here, let's see what the market's been doing. So Solana, I usually look at Solana because Solana's one of the bigger movers, right? Let's see what Solana's doing for today. So you can see all the projects really look the same today. They were kind of down a few days ago, jumped in a little channel of consolidation, right? And then as of today, Bitcoin started making a nice run. You can see a lot of projects came alive, and maybe they're not back down into their channel, but they've had a little bit of a cool off. Solana did top out today at around 116. You can see the local high was around 126. And that kind of just goes with, Milady. We were kind of sitting in channel. We did have a spike up to around 80, and then we've seen a little bit of a cool off. We're sitting around that 73 mark, but we're higher than we were yesterday, right? And what really I'm looking at, and I want to show you guys, and we've been seeing this, is that you remember we were down here, right, before the pump. We saw this beautiful pump, and we did see a big cool off because we saw a lot of the hype and a lot of people come in, the short money come in, right? And a lot of them, they had their goals of just coming in real quickly, making their 10, 20, 30, 40, or some of them even probably made 100%, profits, and they jumped out, right? They jumped out, but you can see we didn't drop back down to those levels. We're still technically up. If we map it out from the bottom of where we're at before we jumped up, we're up 152% still. So we found support 152% higher than where we were at 4 weeks ago. Just take that into consideration. So, we're still very bullish. It's the environment that we're in right now as far as the market. And I think as we start getting closer and closer to a lot of these big things that we have in 2024, we're going to see big moves towards the upside. Big moves. Now, let's see here. Good, Jen. She said her New Year's was great. That's awesome. I'm glad you had a safe New Year's and you're back up and running. Yeah, so Bitcoin has been, it's been kind of teeter-totting around that 45,000 mark, which is great. Jen, what we were saying earlier was that you can see, so we broke up right here at around 40, almost 46,000, right? But where we've kind of resided and we're getting support is right over this spot where we couldn't break before, around this 44.8, 44.9. You can see that we have found some support. We bounced multiple times on that 44,800, 44,009, which is very bullish. I think we're kind of setting up where we're going to maybe sit in this channel, and maybe we'll come down and maybe briefly break sometimes under that 44.8, 44.9, but get back into this channel. And the same thing jumping up here, maybe breaking 45.8, maybe even breaking 46,000 briefly before getting rejected again, sitting in this channel until we get confirmation that the ETF was approved. ETF gets approved, I see us spiking somewhere around 47, 48,000, most likely. Maybe we don't. Maybe we just spike up where we've been. But possibly with this scenario, spiking up 47, 48,000 briefly, and then maybe seeing some kind of a sell-off after, a week or two after the ETF kind of cools down. But where we find support is going to be the big thing, right? If we break that 47, 48,000 and maybe we find support around this 45,700 area, kind of where we've been hitting our head on, that would be very, very bullish, because that would just mean that we're pretty much setting up for another run, just basically gassing up and getting our fuel to really get back up and running, and maybe getting back up and retesting whatever high we might be hitting next as far as that 47 or 48. So that's kind of the scenario that I have that I think is going to play out. Remember just a few days ago, we were like right around here, and I was basically have been telling you guys, we formed this beautiful bull flag, or you can say it a descending triangle if that's what you want to say. Whatever the case is, it leads you to the same kind of narrative where, a bull flag or a descending triangle usually if it plays out correctly will show a big movement towards the upside, and that's exactly what we saw whenever this bull flag really played out, and that's pretty much where we're at right now. So everything really does look bullish. It does look bullish as of now. So so Sean in the house saying what's up Sean, thank you so much for coming in, brother, man. I think, did I miss somebody else that came in? I was in the middle of talking. I don't know. If you guys came in and said what's up, I'm sorry if I missed your comment. Sorry. And Sean, was it Sean that was asking Let's see here. Someone was asking if we bought the dips. Oh yeah, Sean was asking. We bought the dips, man. Bought the dips and we brought the chips, right? That's what we've been doing, DCAing. I haven't bought anything today, particularly, but obviously, like I was telling you guys yesterday, because yesterday we were just right here, and I was telling you guys, anything under this channel, I've been adding to my bag, right? And just been slowly, but steadily adding to the bag. And I've been building a nice bag, might I say, right? I actually looked back. I was like, yesterday, I was like, damn, I didn't realize I had that many Miladies. I was like, that caught up on me right there. Like, damn, nice. And then I started doing the math. I was like, if Milady gets to this, I was like, I'm gonna be rich. Yeah. There you go. In the bull run, buy the dips and sell the tips. I like that, right? Exactly. So really nothing updated as far as the tweets for Milady. We still just have, the same. I'm bullish on Milady. and Binance, listing on Binance that we're still kind of waiting to see. This one right here from 12 hours ago, it said Ladies is going to kill another 2 or 3 zeros in this bull run. Ladies can fly. Ladies definitely can fly high. Nice. So you have a lot of people that are definitely, like I said, you'll go through like 10 or 20 of these tweets from Milady, and like 18 of them will all be bullish. You'll always have maybe that one or two that are always, bearish, right? Flip was saying he's got 23 billion in stacking. Nice. That's a solid bag right there, bro. And Jen's giving out some predictions. I'm going to say by February, Milady's will be sitting at a higher price. That's pretty conservative to say. I think by February, yeah, because think about it. It's like you kind of forget we're in January, right? So it's only, technically February is only 3 weeks away from right now. So yeah, that kind of goes with my game plan. Is I'm thinking that we're probably going to see, in between some of these days, we might see Milady kind of, maybe trickle back down. Like I said, we might see for right now, unless we see some explosive moves, this channel is still in play, right? We broke out of the channel, but we didn't really break much. We still haven't broke this 200-day SMA. You guys can see, even in this channel, we keep hitting our head on this SMA. You see, it's like, you can see, it's like works like clockwork, where we any of the pumps, we pump up until this 200-day SMA is where we pump up to. And today was nothing different. We pumped up to this 200 SMA right here. We did break a little bit above, but we quickly respected and got right back down. So it kind of keeps us still in this channel of trading, right? We're at the top of the channel. Yesterday we were at the bottom. We're at the top of the channel. If we do bounce back down towards the bottom of this channel, which the channel we have is about 74 as the top, and the bottom's around 65. So if we do break basically the 70 mark, anything under around that, I'm looking to just continue to add to my bag, right? As of right now, I really, I'm just taking it, if we drop 5 or 6 or 7 or 8, 10%, I'm just using it as it's on sale for 5 or 10% cheaper than what I can buy for, right? So I'm just going to continue to add to my bag. These little pumps right here just kind of give you some excitement, but we really haven't seen anything yet, right? We really haven't seen anything yet. Like Dai was saying, once we get into that altcoin season and we're fully in a bull market, whatever you bought in down here is really, it's not going to matter much if you were saving 5% or 10%, because we're going to be up hundreds of percents, right? So it's really that those few percents are not going to matter whatsoever. What's going to matter is if you're taking advantage of buying in on Milady when the market cap is at $50 million. I think that's going to be the biggest thing, right? Did you take advantage of buying in when we were down, right? That's going to be the biggest thing. So, oh yeah, so Clayton was saying this channel could get huge in the next year. We'll be helping each other to make bank here. Definitely. And you know what? I appreciate all you guys, because this channel wouldn't be anything, and it won't be anything without you guys, right? Without all you guys, especially you guys hitting the like, being subscribed, that's the support that we need for the channel. And you guys know, while you're here, I will always respect everybody, and I will always, I try to just watch the chat as much. So, don't be afraid if you're watching right now and you have any questions on any of your projects. Maybe we don't know about the project and we're all interested, right? That's what we're all here. We're all here. No one will laugh at you. We're all respectable, and we make sure, take care of each other. And that's what we're all doing here. We're building a channel that's going to be like no other channel. I don't care if we get up to 100,000 subscribers and we got 5,000 people watching. I will still be here answering all your questions, and nothing will change with the channel whatsoever. We might get a little bit bougie, and maybe I'll have like I Am George or something like that and have a little studio or something behind me, something like that. You got to get a little bougie with it if you're, you get up there. But other than that, I'll still be doing the same thing here, answering every single one of you guys' questions, no matter what, right? So, Clayton, I appreciate you guys. I really do. I appreciate you guys. So, let's see here. So, Sean was saying, I'm waiting for a perfect time to throw 5K into Milady. I'm not ready yet. Right? Have patience. Patience. That's what we all say. Jen saying that she has been going crazy buying. She's addicted to Milady. You know what? And I hope that addiction pays off for you, right? I really do. I was like that for a couple projects, particularly for Doge. I was like that where I started getting such a big bag. I felt powerful, right? You start getting such a big bag. It's like I felt so powerful in the Dogecoin community, right? This is when it was at like 2 or 3 cents. So when it shot up and it was up like 10, 15%, I was like, yeah, people were buying like, oh, I just bought, this bag. And they're like thinking it was like, because it costs a lot, right? And I'm sitting on a bag that's like 100 times, but I paid like 100 times less than they did. I was like, dude, I'm like almost a whale, I think, right? I'm like talking to myself. I'm pretty sure I'm like one of those fish that are like in between a small little fish and maybe, a dolphin, something like that. Like, but it just, but remember, Jen, all of us, we don't get married to these projects, right? It's hard to hit that sell button when it's time, but you got to be able to have that. That's why I always tell everybody to have those goals and just be ready. Things move fast in the crypto market, especially when we're in the bull market. Things move so fast. You get ahead of yourself. You see your portfolio. Let's just play this scenario out, right? Let's say you have $2,000 in Milady, right now while it's down, and let's just say we 20x, right? That 2,000 times 20. Now you have $40,000, right? And I'm not saying you're gonna sell it, but let's just say you're up to $40,000, right? You gotta start getting to the point where you're like, all right, where is a comfortable spot that I want to get to, that I'm good to hit the sell button, and even if it goes up, I still will be perfectly fine, because I just made X amount of money, right? That you gotta have a game plan, because you can easily make some quick decisions, and then once you hit that sell button, it's gone. Or if you wait too long and you start riding the thing down, that's also a feeling that you're just like, it's like you have so much regret. So that's why you want to just make sure you have some kind of a goal, a realistic goal. That's why I always say the people that really bought in, I always say Shiba, right? The people that bought into Shiba, when they bought into Shiba when the market cap was at like $10 million, and the few people that were able to hold all the way up to that $40 billion mark, do you imagine the amount of just patience and just everything it takes for you to just hold? You're up so much, but they were able to hold, to even not even 40, but let's just say even half, like $20 billion. It's hard because you're up, so much, and you always have in the back of your brain, like, what if this is like going to sleep? You're like, man, you hope you don't wake up and you wake up the next day and it's down 100% or something like that. Like, you always have that in the back of your head. So it's just like, it can go both ways. But I think having some kind of a goal, in mind of where you want to see yourself as far as this project when we get to certain levels, even if it's like, let's say you're up, like I was saying, that same scenario, and let's just say you're up, you're up that 40K. maybe just take a little bit of profit, right? Just in case. Maybe you take out $5,000. You got all your investment back. You even made profit. You have $5,000 sitting there just in case, right? And you still have $35,000 in Milady. So if it does continue, or maybe you take out half, something like that. Always have some kind of a game plan in mind. Always. Now I'm looking over here, and we somehow jumped over to Publix has some good apple pie. Jen, what do you know about Publix? Publix isn't up in New York. That's a Florida thing, girl. What do you know about Publix? Amor, what's up, man? So keep taking profits on the way up, because you never know where it'll stop and dump back to earth. Discipline, my friends. Yep, exactly. So Clayton was saying, I watch the charts so much, I feel like I'm part of the charts. Sad, but possibly very beneficial. Yeah, I mean, right? Better watching that than some other stuff that's out there that's so toxic. So let's see here. So Sean was saying we need to keep our eyes on Homer Simpson. Did you see there's another project like Mickey Mouse or something like that? Bro, there's a lot of stuff. Those projects, I'm not saying they don't have longevity, but those are projects maybe you jump in when it's early, if you're able to find them, and you make some good, like a quick 10x on like $100, and then you just hop out, right? Some of those projects, just the names kind of, like Teddy Bear, or because I'm reading what someone else is putting there, Teddy Bear, or Mickey Mouse, or Cock in You. Some of these projects are like, you're like, this has to be some kind of a troll, right? But if you're able to make some money off of it quick, then I tip my hat, because I do that, sometimes on some of the DeFis. So someone was asking, what's the next best meme opportunity aside from Milady? That's something for right now. I just named a few, and there's a couple in the chat. I mean, I don't mean to be like this big person to harp on Milady, but I think Milady has the most potential because the market cap is so low. We're already on big exchanges where there's a big possibility that we're going to be getting listed on even bigger exchanges like Binance and Coinbase. I think Milady is the safe, sure bet here, right? Instead of jumping on some of these projects that, could be very, very, very high risk. So be careful out there, guys. And TJ was talking about Sponge V2 is also, he said, I think it's not released yet, but that's something you guys can keep your eye on as well. Oh, Shirley was saying Teddy Bear's on Pulse Chain. Okay. $19 million market cap. It's pumping now. High risk. Yeah, I'll look into it. Is that going to be on a DeFi? We'll take a look at it real quick. He said Teddy Bear. Good old Teddy Bear. Who still sleeps with a teddy bear? I know Jen does. Let's see here. Make sure. Is it spelled Teddy Bear? Am I spelling it correctly? No, Teddy Bear. It's on Pulse Chain. Oh, there it is. This is the project, I think. It's on Pulse Chain. Is this it, Shirley? Is this the project right here? The only thing that, like, this particular project, I don't know if this is it because the liquidity, look at it. The liquidity is only at $700. I don't know about that one. There it is right here. Here it is. I found it. All right, yeah. So you're right. $18 million market cap. But liquidity's, has a solid liquidity in it, and it looks like it definitely is pumping, for sure. Oh yeah. Wait until we get into DeFi. Wait until we get into DeFi season. Whew. Want to talk about making some fast money? That's a whole nother ballgame, and we will be covering DeFi season on this channel for sure because I am a big player in the DeFi game. I love DeFi. I love getting in there and making those quick 10x's real fast. I mean, within hours. But it is the wild, wild west. You have to make sure you don't put those charts down, and you have to be very cautious on what you buy in, right? This project's obviously secure, has a large liquidity, market cap's up there, so this is legit. This project's legit for sure. Cock in you. Clayton said cock in you. Let's go. What's going on with old cock? Let's see. Leave Lady's chart up. Didn't this thing have a big sell off? I mean, nothing crazy. This project's so new. So new. You see this beautiful M pattern. Obviously, we made a downward move. Bottomed out right here at the 76, we added a 0. You can see it went down, added that 0 at the 76. And then since then, let's see here, okay, it moved itself back up. Looks like it's wanting to rebound, but I don't know. I don't know about this project. Maybe if you can catch it back down here where it bottoms out, wouldn't be a bad move. But for right now, it's just such a new project. It's so hard to even map anything. As far as it's making, support and resistance, it's still you obviously know the top is going to be some resistance, and maybe somewhere around that 31 mark. But as far as right now, buying in, I'd be very cautious just because this could be a quick, run and done kind of a project. So not saying that's what's going to happen, but let's see here. So Amor said, threw thousands of dollars from selling my Chevy Extreme into Milady, risking it all here. All right, Amor, just remember, don't be using money that you need anytime soon. And Jen, let's see here. Well, it's bar time. Everyone be safe. Have a great night. I'm about to go out and have a party. Great live. Ay, Jen. Jen lives in New York City, so she's like the party girl of the channel, right? She's living that big life. While us little town folks, we don't live all that big, big city high life around here. Not until Milady makes it, and then we're all moving to New York, right? We're all going to buy penthouses in New York. TJ, I'm not even gonna read that, but you doesn't. It's not spelled like that. It has a Q in it, man. Yeah. You guys are too much. You know what? So let's do a recap real quick. So Milady, we had a beautiful spike today. We got basically topped out at around the 80 mark, but we're still holding strong at the top of this channel at around 72, 73. For myself, as far as looking for spots to buy in, or not even buy in, I'm saying add to my bag, I'm going to have patience. I'm going to look to see if we can hold this 20 and 50 day. That's going to be very bullish. We'll most likely continue our move up. But if we do break this 50 day particularly, which is going to be somewhere around the 70, 71 mark, I'm going to be looking for a spot to buy in. Anything under that 70 mark, right? If we break that 70 mark, we'll probably bounce somewhere at the 20 day, most likely at the mid spot of this channel. So that's what I'm going to be looking for, just to add to my bag. Just small dollar cost averaging in, just continuing to add to my bag. So other than that, with Milady, everything looks great. We had a decent day today. Up and to the right is how we want to see it. Market cap's up around 7% at that $53 million mark. So small. Such a great opportunity, right? Such a great opportunity. All we need is a couple things to go on our way, and we're going to see this thing rocket ship out. Bitcoin had a beautiful day today. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Sitting at around 45,000. We did spike up almost to 46, right under at about $45,936 to be precise. But we had a beautiful day. The bull flag played out just like we predicted. You guys can see we saw that nice breakout. And from there, like I said, I think we're going to be chopping around in this channel right here at around maybe 45.6 to the bottom channel of around 44.9, 44.8. Somewhere around there, I think we're going to chop around until the next few days. Remember, they said the ETF was approved, but from what I'm getting from sources, this is from weeks ago as well. We as a whole public aren't going to get confirmation until around January 5th to January 10th. So with that, I think we're going to chop around until we can at least get confirmation. We'll probably see a big spike from there, and then we'll kind of see what happens if this is going to be a sell the news kind of thing or not. But at the end of the day, 2024 is going to be a big year for crypto, big year for you, big year for me. We're going to blow up, so we'll leave it there. Other than that, guys, real quick, let's see. Sean said, bro, did you look at Homer Simpson? Let me see. Is that on the DeFi? Let's look up. It's probably going to be on the DeFi. We'll check this out real quick. Homer Simpson. Is this it that's on the Ethereum? Doesn't look bad. Market cap's only at $1 million. So this thing has potential to definitely explode for sure. For sure with the $1 million market cap. You can see this almost like a triple top right here. And then from there, we kind of move down. I would say if I was looking to get in on this project, you're at the 31 right now. You might have some potential of buying in somewhere around that 27 mark. You can see this is where we topped out before and we hit our head. I'll actually draw this line real quick right here. You can see right there. You see where we hit our head right there, but we also bounced. So this was resistance. We flipped it over to support. If we do come down, we'll most likely come down to there. That wouldn't be a bad spot to jump in or add to your bag if this is something that you're looking for. But you aren't the first person that's brought it up to my attention or me seeing it somewhere today on YouTube. So we'll have to see how that plays out. Definitely. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get going. You guys, thank you so much again for a beautiful stream. I hope you guys have a wonderful night. Tomorrow we'll be back. Tomorrow's stream will be probably around 6 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you guys hit the like. Make sure you guys are subscribed so you can get those instant alerts whenever we do post videos or we do go live. But other than that, guys, each and every one of you guys, I hope you guys have a wonderful, safe night. Sleep good because 2024 is going to be a great year for us. It really is. Again, I thank you guys so much. Hope you have a great night, okay? See ya.